What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of BreBre Talks MMA. There is no UFC this weekend. Sad face. Sad, sad, sad. So what are we going to talk about? I don't even know. I don't have a plan. I guess I should have probably figured that out before I started recording, but that's just how I roll. But you know what I did do? I decorated. I got a Christmas tree right here. I got the fire pit going. Chestnuts are roasting on an open fire. I got the whole vibe. I got the vibes right. I just don't know what I'm going to talk about. So let's go on this journey together. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm going to see. I got this new software and I'm trying to learn how to use it. I've already screwed it up 7,000 times, but I'm trying. I'm doing what I can. So I'm going to try and do this screen share thing because supposedly you're supposed to be able to share the screen. Okay, first let's take a look what we got coming up. So the next UFC event is Ankalaev versus Walker, which is an Apex card. UFC Fight Night, that is on January 13th. So we don't have any UFC for like 3 weeks. That's crazy. And then we've got, today is the day before Christmas Eve, by the way. It's Christmas Eve, in case you're wondering when I'm recording this. I just spontaneously decided to record an episode. So, yeah. I don't know when I'm going to upload this, so it'll just be your Christmas present, I guess. Who knows? Maybe I'll upload it on Christmas, and it'll be your Christmas present from me. I don't know who would want that for Christmas, but, I don't know. Strickland versus Du Plessis, UFC 297. That is on January 20th. Delice versus Imavov. That is Saturday, February 3rd. So we have to go another couple weeks in January without UFC. They'll probably announce something by then. Maybe. I don't know. Then we've got Hermanson versus Pfeiffer. Very excited about that. Volkanovski versus Topuria. That is UFC 298. I'm sorry, Topuria. I always pronounce it wrong. Moreno versus Albazi. That is Saturday, February 24th. That's a fight night in Mexico. Nice. There is going to be a card on Saturday, March 2nd in Saudi Arabia. A fight night. To be determined. The card on that one. Then we've got O'Malley versus Vera 2, UFC 299. That is Saturday, March 9th. And then we've got another UFC Fight Night in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Finally, UFC 300, April 13th. It does feel a little ridiculous to be talking about this soon, but here's the thing. There was no UFC this weekend. I don't have anything else to talk about, okay? So let's just go ahead and talk about it. We've got 3 fights so far lined up. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we've got the first fight that was announced was Bo Nickal versus Cody Brundage. Bo Nickal. I'm so excited. And then we've got Aljamain Sterling versus Calvin Kattar. And we've got Yuri Prohaska versus Alex Rakic. Alexander Rakic, sorry. That's crazy. Another fight they announced that I'm really excited for is Whitaker versus Costa. I can't remember which card that one's going to be on. I think that might be on the Miami card. When is the Miami card? Oh, that's Sean O'Malley versus Cheeto. Ooh. That's going to be fun. Oh, so Gilbert Burns versus JDM is on this card. And then Kevin Holland versus MVP. Curtis Blades versus Jelton Almeida. Chukagian versus Barber. Gamrot versus RDA. Yan versus Song Yadong. This card is already so stacked. Oh my god, I hope none of these fights fall through. Wow. That's going to be a fun card. I kind of want to go. Maybe I should go to Miami in March. Just saying. Just saying. It's a possibility. It is highly possible. Sorry, guys. I don't know why I'm so out of breath. I haven't done hardly anything today. Except I moved my whole office downstairs because I was disruptive upstairs. Not really. I like having everything in the same space. You know, it's just, I have more privacy down here too. You know, it's nice. It's nice. I'm like, if you want to listen to my podcast, go on YouTube or Apple or Spotify. Don't sit by the door and listen to it. I'm just joking. Kind of. Wow. UFC 297 is stacked so far. That's Strickland versus Duplessis is the main fight. Wow. This is going to be a great fight. Oops, I didn't mean to click on that. I meant to click on this. Garrett Armfield, hometown hero from representing St. Louis. And he is fighting Brad Katona. Guys, this is going to be such a banger. This is going to be such a great fight. You have no idea. This could be fight of the night. Easily could be fight of the night. This is, to me, this is my favorite matchup on the card. Garrett Armfield versus Brad Katona. Garrett Armfield has fantastic boxing. He has some of the best hands that I've seen in the UFC, honestly. And Brad Katona is an absolute dog. This fight is going to be so good. The last fight that Brad Katona was on was, I believe it was Cody Gibson. And that, I think, I don't know if it was fight of the night, but it was a great fight regardless. Yeah, I'm really excited for that one. Very excited for that one. Chris Curtis versus Bre Eckert. That's a great fight, honestly. Great middleweight fight. Jillian Robertson versus Poliana Viana. Jillian Robertson's always fun. Jazz Devicious. I always get excited to watch her fight. Yeah, there are some really fun fights on here. Is this for the title? Pennington versus Silva. Oh, for the vacant bantamweight title. I have no idea who's going to win that fight. Honestly, I have no idea. No idea. Okay, how do I stop sharing this? Oh, just like that. Okay, so when I want to share something, I'll bring it back up. So Bo Nickal was announced for UFC 300. And I listened to a lot of the Joe Rogan podcast with him. And here's my thoughts on Bo Nickal. Here are my thoughts on Bo Nickal. I think, guys, I know I'm going to sound like a crazy person right now, but I'm just telling you, I've listened to this man speak for hours now. I have watched multiple fights of his. And I've done some research on him. I've observed. I think Bo Nickal will go on to be one of the greatest fighters of all time. I'm not saying he's there yet. I'm not saying, guys, I believe that Bo Nickal at some point will be known as one of the greatest fighters of all time. That is my prediction. That is what I think will happen. I think he will be an absolute I think he's going to become a double champion, first of all. I think, and if this is true, then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to show you guys where I predicted this was going to happen. So I predict that Bo Nickal will go on to be a double champion in 185 and 205. And I think he will be a dominant champion in both divisions. I think that Bo Nickal is the first of the new generation of fighters. I think that he is going to really leave a mark on the sport. Now, I could be totally wrong. But that's my prediction. So if I'm right, I'm going to come back here. Absolutely going to come back here. And I am going to be like, I told you guys. I told you about Bo Nickal. But anyways, let's watch. I have not seen this video. I've probably listened to it during the podcast. But I don't know if I've actually watched this. Let's see. Where'd it go? And we might not watch this whole thing because I don't know how long it is. Oh, it's like 7 minutes long. Yeah, we're probably not going to watch the whole thing. But okay, let's watch this.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
It's been so interesting, my journey. I feel like I always try to look for people to compare and see how they did things and maybe take the positives and negatives and apply those to what I'm doing. And there really hasn't been that many people that have done what I've done. I'm 5-0 right now. I started training in August of 2021, MMA.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I know. I started
That
training.
really is so funny. That is so fucking crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Well, Dana
it's
White
wild.
originally
That's so
was like that.
crazy.
You're like, wait a while.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want you to get to in the UFC that
so
quick.
that it'll bring me around to the point you made. So what happened was I started training. 4 weeks later, I was like, yo, like let's get a fight. So I took an amateur fight, and just some poor dude didn't know what he was doing. He was 0-0 or 1-0 amateur. I was 0-0, and he took the fight. And I think a lot of people, there was a lot of question marks. People were like, all right, I don't know, let's see what's up. And I choked the guy out, and I was like, let's go again. 4 weeks later, I fought my second amateur fight, knocked the dude out cold, and then I was like, all right, well, I wanted to put a show together in my hometown in State College, and
Okay, I'm gonna
so I
fast
was
forward.
working for a few months, and so I'm coming out against another poor guy who thought he was gonna knock me out or something, and
Island fights.
knock him out in 30 seconds
Think
on
it is.
UFC Fight Pass, and it did the most views in UFC Fight Pass history, more than any other promotion. It was something like 3 or 4 million views in the week, and so it did a bunch that night.
Here it is.
Yeah, this is it. So this is 8 months of training.
It's just that's
Oh,
what's
Icon
crazy
FC.
is that you're
Close.
such a good striker so
Close.
quick.
Yeah.
It's really nuts, man. It really is very, very unusual. But I just think it's got to be the same mindset that allowed you to get elite at wrestling. You just program that into striking.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. On top of good, high quality coaches and training partners,
That's
that,
everything. Yeah.
That's everything. And so after this happened,
Okay,
next
that's what I
morning-
want to talk about with Bo Nickal. So what I think is so different about Bo Nickal versus other fighters that we've seen, especially crossing over from other sports, I think Bo Nickal, his mindset is what separates him. His mental. I mean, he says he uses ChatGPT to help him prepare for fights. Like, this guy's living in 2053. He's not living in 2023. So, and not only that, I mean, obviously anybody can go on ChatGPT and do that, but it just shows you, I think, and I've said this before, I think, obviously, wrestling, if you were to pick a martial art, I think historically that one has served people the best in MMA as a base. But like I've said before, the best base for MMA, I think, is intelligence. I think being smart, because fighting is not just physical, it's mental too. And I think the mental part of it, I think Bo Nickal is untouchable in that department. I really do. I think he is untouchable when it comes to mindset. I don't think anybody is going to be more prepared for a fight. I don't think anybody is going to have as high of a fight IQ. I don't think anybody is going to be able to do anything to him for a while. I just don't because he has incredible wrestling. And not only can he take you down, but you have to worry about him taking you down. That's the big thing. And he doesn't have to worry about that because nobody's going to be able to hang with him in wrestling. Now, if you have somebody that's really good with jiu-jitsu, like I've kind of said before, like Rodolfo Vieira, I could see that being a problem for him. In that's like one guy in the division or fighters kind of similar to that, Brendan Allen. I could see them giving him problems. But everybody else, or like maybe a Paul Craig, but everybody else, I just don't think he's going to have any issues. Really don't. So my biggest fear with Bo Nickal is if he gets in there with a high-level jiu-jitsu black belt. That, I think, is the only thing that could possibly derail the Bo Nickal hype train, honestly. I really think he has good striking. I mean, considering how little the amount of time that he's been training, his striking is solid. His striking is really solid. So, yeah, I mean, he didn't even need to wrestle in his last fight. And I know the guy came in on short notice, but I honestly think the guy that he fought was a tougher opponent than Tresean Gore, honestly. So, yeah. I don't know, guys. I think Bo Nickal is the real deal. I think he is the real deal. But let's look at the other matchups on this card. UFC 300. So, Prohaska versus Rakic. That is such an interesting fight. I honestly don't know what happens in that fight. I really like Yuri, though. I don't know. I can't predict that fight. That's too hard. Rakic is 14-3. What's Yuri's record? 29-4-1. So Yuri has quite a bit more experience. I think he has more power. I think he has better striking, but Rakic has incredible grappling. The problem is, can he get Yuri to the ground? I don't know. I honestly don't know. What's Yuri's takedown defense? Let's see. 68%. That's pretty good. It's not as high as some others. I'm trying to think of who would actually be higher than that. That's actually pretty high. I'd say that's pretty high. And then striking accuracy, 56%, 50% takedown accuracy. Well, he's only attempted 4 takedowns ever, so I just don't know if Rakic is going to be able to take him down. I don't think so. I'm going with Yuri on that one. I mean, in the Anthony Smith fight, Rakic just completely mauled him. But I don't think this is going to be anywhere near the same scenario. And Blachowicz won. I mean, Blachowicz finished him. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Rakic versus Jan. Wait a second. Were they supposed to fight at UFC 297? What happened in this fight? I don't even remember. Hold on here. Hold on. Oh, that was the knee injury. Okay. Now I remember. I feel like there's so many fights, like, I cannot keep them straight. The last fight I remembered from Rakic was the Anthony Smith fight. I totally forgot about the other fights since then. And he's had 2 fights since then. He's fought... oh, no, I remember the Santos fight. He's fought Santos and Jan since then. And Jan, he fought in May of 2022. So he's possibly going to have a little bit of ring rust. Yuri just fought not too long ago and obviously got knocked out real bad. But that's okay. I think this is a great opportunity for Yuri to make a comeback and get back into title contention. It's a great opportunity for him. Do we have a fight for Pereira booked anytime soon? I don't think we do. You know what I wish we could see? I wish we could see John Jones back at light heavyweight versus Jan Blachowicz. Or not Jan Blachowicz. Oh my God. John Jones back at light heavyweight versus Alex Pereira. Can you imagine? Can you imagine John Jones, Alex Pereira at light heavyweight? Who do you guys think wins that fight? I don't know. If they did that for UFC 300, I would lose my mind. And honestly, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I would rather see that than see John Jones fight Tom Aspinall or Cyril Gane or anybody in that division in heavyweight. I'd rather see him fight. Honestly, though, Alex Pereira moving up to heavyweight, who knows? Maybe that's his plan. Maybe he's going to be the first triple champ. Can you imagine if Alex Pereira moved up? If Alex Pereira moves up to heavyweight and wins the belt at heavyweight, he's the greatest combat sports athlete of all time. Like, what? That would be insane. That's 3 titles in 3 different divisions. Guys, if he does that, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Because it's not only that, but he also has his kickboxing career too that I feel like I forget about sometimes because he's so good at MMA. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about the thing he did before. Like, the man is just a legend already. I honestly think Alex Pereira is already a legend, for real. He's just, wow. Something else. He is something else. Oh my God. Okay, so another topic that I want to get into. Am I sharing my screen? Whatever, let's just see what Paddy has to say real quick.
A ton of opponents that could make sense, but are there locations that you would prefer, whether it be here or whether it be at home?
Well, I wanted to fight on UFC 300, you know what I mean? If it would have been announced for the first weekend of April, like the 6th of April, I may have fought on it, but the wife's due between the 12th and the 17th of April, so I'm not missing the birth of my first kids. That's not happening. So I can't do that on the 13th. I've heard there's a show in Manchester in July, rumours of it, so that could be me. It's only 30 minutes from my house.
Paddy done it. I know that you're not really in the game of calling out opponents. They seem to be in the game of calling you out. That's no different tonight. Rafael dos Anjos called you out and said he could beat you without a training camp. Is that the sort of name you'd be interested in?
Yeah, know what I mean? He's another legend, know what I mean? Former champ, just like Tony. RDA is very good. Is he coming back down to lightweight, is he? He was fighting at welterweight, wasn't he?
I think he's fighting Gamrot next.
Is he? What the fuck's he mentioning me for then? Stupid bastard. Focus on you've got to fight, know what I mean? But yeah, everyone's going to mention me, aren't they? Know what I mean? And it's just because of like the little thing around my name and the fact I've got so many followers, know what I mean? That's what it is. But as I say, I wouldn't disrespect RDA. He's former champ, another future legend of the sport. But he's another one who's getting a bit old now, and if he wants me to take him out, I will.
Everyone talks a lot about Tony and his position in the sport and what he should do next, but you're the guy who just went in there for 3 rounds with him. How did he feel? Did he feel like a guy who can't be in the UFC anymore? Or did he feel competitive at this stage?
No, I said this earlier, like, it's mad the way people are telling him to retire, know what I mean? It's the person's decision who's fighting when they want to retire. No one will ever be able to tell me when to retire. It's my decision. If Tony wants to keep getting in there and fighting, he can. I think if you put him in there with someone a little bit lower in the division, like a Marco Madsen or a Dricus Close or something like that, then he beats them.
Okay.
Thank you.
He does bring
Paddy,
up a
back
great
to you.
point, and I've been thinking about this. It's like, should we really be telling a fighter when to retire? I mean, this is their livelihood. This is how they make a living. This is their career. This is something that, you know, they've dedicated their life to. So to me, I just feel weird telling a fighter, you know, hey, you should retire. You should retire now. Like, you know, and I see a lot of people saying it, and I think it comes from the right place for the most part. But ultimately, it's up to Tony. And I think he said he's not retiring. Let's see. Tony Ferguson. Oh, wait, I'm in the wrong. Tony Ferguson retirement. Okay, Tony Ferguson addresses retirement after UFC 296 loss. Where does it say? Oh, he said, not retiring, casuals. Let's read the post. Oh, I saw this. Must have been in the captions. Ah, Tony's very cryptic. Love my fans and supporters. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. There is no success without struggle. Not retiring, casuals. Eat up. Okay. Not mad about that. I saw the post. I just didn't see the caption or the end of the caption where he said that. Okay. Well, there's our answer. So, yeah, I honestly, I don't know, man. If he's not going to retire, then let's figure out what's next for Tony. Because I don't think that Dana will cut Tony from the UFC. I don't think so. I don't think, yeah, maybe one more loss he would. But here's my idea for Tony. And you know what? Just hear me out here. Just hear me out. I think that Tony should fight Conor McGregor. I know. You're going to be like, what the heck, Bre? He couldn't even beat Paddy Pimblett. Here's the thing. Conor McGregor is not the same Conor anymore. And let's stop pretending that he is. He's had bad injuries. He's getting older. He's past his prime. He hasn't won a fight since Cowboy. It was almost 4 years ago. Tony and Conor have something in common. Their last win was Cowboy Cerrone. So, see, this is the fight to make. They both won against Cowboy Cerrone. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Both Tony and Conor both have something in common. Their most recent win was Cowboy Cerrone. They have not won a fight since then. Let's make it happen. Honestly, I love it. Because, and that was okay, so Tony Ferguson beat him June 8th, 2019, sorry. And when did Conor beat him? I think it was January 2020. Yes, it was January 2020. So basically 7 months apart. I mean, basically, Tony beat Cowboy when he was on a 3-fight win streak. So Tony's win over Cowboy was a little bit more. He started it. You know, he softened him up for Gaethje and Conor and Pettis. I'm joking, guys. Kinda. There is some truth to that, though. Yeah, why not just put him in there with Conor? Conor has lost 2 in a row. He had the fight with Cowboy, which we all knew he was going to win. I mean, I was hoping Cowboy would win because I always like to root against Conor, but in the back of our minds, we all knew what was going to happen there. And then Habib obviously submitted him before that. Eddie Alvarez, Nate Diaz. It's like, what is he going to do? Fight Nate Diaz again? Put him in there with Tony. Because I honestly think Nate Diaz might be able to beat him again. Honestly. I like Nate Diaz in the trilogy. For real. But who knows? Who knows? But I do think that, yeah, why not? Let's just do it. Tony is at the end of his career. It's either this or he's going to go to bare knuckle boxing or he's going to fight some undefeated Dagestani guy on the prelims. So it's like, why not just give him red panty night? Let's get him in there with Conor. Make it a main event. That would be a huge pay-per-view. Tony in a 5-round fight, too. I like Tony in a 5-round fight. I like that. I'm not saying he's going to win, but it's like Conor hasn't fought in 2.5 years. He hasn't won a fight since Cowboy. Tony hasn't won a fight since Cowboy. What? I mean, they're both, what are they, around the same age or close? How old is Conor now? Conor's 35. Okay, so maybe Tony's a little bit older. So, dude, I don't know. There's not going to be any grappling in this fight unless it's from Tony. Tony, like, drops him and then, you know, gets on his back or goes for a darce or something. But other than that, I mean, this is basically like Conor versus Diaz. People want to see Conor versus Diaz. Why not Conor versus Tony? The fight that never happened. This fight should have happened. This is our last chance to see this fight. We have to see Conor versus Tony. Come on, let's do it. I think that's a perfect opponent for Conor. Because it's like, what are we going to do? Put him in there with Islam? What are we going to put him in there with Poirier again? You know, we're not going to do that. So who else is for him? Gaethje? No. Oliveira? Pfft. Yeah, right. Put him in there with Tony. Tony is a big name. He's one of the biggest names in the sport that's still active. Conor's a huge name. Put them two together. Let's make money. Let's help Tony retire rich. If you are a Tony fan, you want this fight to happen because you want Tony, whether he wins or loses, to get rich. Okay? Let's help him get rich. Let's get him the Conor fight. I love it. I honestly, the more I think about it, the more I like it. I'm just saying. And I know there's going to be people that are like, yeah, right. Conor's going to run through. I don't care if Conor knocks him out in 2 seconds. He's going to make money. He's not going to make money fighting Nurmagomedov in the prelims. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Give him his red panty night. He never got it. He never got it. Let's make it happen. I love that fight. Tony got screwed out of the Habib fight. He's been loyal to the UFC. He's been loyal to Dana. Let's give him something to ride off to the sunset with, okay? Let's give him the Conor fight. And then if he loses, you know what? He'll feel a lot better about it because he'll be rich. He'll be rich. Okay? And maybe he already is rich. I don't know. I don't know his financial situation. But I'm just saying. Tony Ferguson versus Conor McGregor. Book it. Make it happen. Make it happen. That needs to be Conor's return fight. Because, first of all, you don't want to put Conor in there with somebody who's on a winning streak. That's just dumb. They're going to beat him. And if Dana is smart, he wants Conor to have an opponent that Conor is the favorite. Like, Conor needs to be the favorite in his comeback fight, if you will. And because if Conor loses again, Conor's not going to be a draw anymore. You know, I just don't see it. He can go box and he'll make money boxing, but he's not going to be a draw in the UFC. And it's going to be really bad for the UFC's brand if Conor loses again. So put him in there with Tony, a fight that he can win, a fight that Tony can win too. Let's be honest, Conor McGregor on the ground when Nate Diaz struggled. We could see that kind of scenario with Tony. Now, I do think that Conor will probably be a little bit faster, a little bit sharper. I think he'll come out more aggressively. He's going to try to knock Tony out probably immediately. But if the fight goes past round 3, I'm taking Tony all day long. I am taking Tony because Tony just, the cardio, like we even saw it in the Paddy Pimblett fight. Like, Paddy was fading in the 3rd round and Tony was still good to go. So I think let's just do it. Come on. Tony Ferguson versus Conor McGregor. Make it happen. I think it's a fight to make, honestly. Because, guys, I don't want to see Tony fighting on the prelims. That's just wrong. It's against my religion, okay? So, don't make me do that. Anyways, that was what I was really excited to talk about today, to be honest with you guys. That's what I wanted to talk about. Tony literally just posted something. Oh, Tony's wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. Did Deontay Wilder just fight? How did I miss this? I didn't know boxing was going on. What? Oh, Joseph Parker beat Deontay Wilder via unanimous decision. What? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is crazy. I guess we're not going to see Francis. Well, no. Maybe that is a good next fight for Francis now. Oh, so now this puts the Anthony Joshua fight in jeopardy because that bout agreement was contingent on Wilder winning the fight against Parker. And he lost. So I don't know if he will be fighting Anthony Joshua. Francis Ngannou versus Anthony Joshua. No, I'm joking. Maybe Anthony Joshua will fight this Joseph Parker guy. I don't know. I don't know how boxing works, to be honest. Like, how they make these fights and how they do the matchups. I have no idea. But Francis Ngannou versus Deontay Wilder. Yeah, let's do it. Dude, what if Francis beats Deontay Wilder? That'd be crazy. That would be so crazy. Oh my God. I would lose my mind. I would absolutely lose my friggin' mind. So, what else is going on in MMA? I'm trying to keep up with everything. I feel like it's been pretty crazy. Let's see here. I guess the ayahuasca didn't work for Deontay Wilder. I guess not. Oh my gosh. So Conor McGregor wants to fight Manny Pacquiao in Saudi Arabia. Or he could fight Tony Ferguson in the UFC. Just saying. Just saying. Wow, Deontay Wilder only landed 19 of 207 punches against Joseph Parker. Jeez. Nate Diaz says UFC 300 would be tight, but there's nobody to fight. Dustin Poirier responds, 5 rounds, don't be scared, homie. I love that fight. I love that fight. I would love to see it. Please, MMA gods, make it happen. UFC 300, can you imagine Dustin Poirier versus Nate Diaz? For the BMF belt? I love it. That's such a fun fight. Anthony Joshua stopped Otto Wallen after round 5. That's crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. Do you guys think, let me know in the comments, do you guys think Pereira will move up to heavyweight? Because he has said that he wants to fight Aspinall. And if he were able to beat Aspinall, can you imagine? I think John Jones would come back and fight Pereira. I think he would. How do you guys think Pereira would do at heavyweight? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Hamzat Shemaev calls out Israel Adesanya. I don't know if I like that fight for Adesanya. Just because, like, Adesanya doesn't have ground game. But there's a reason. There's a reason he became champion, but it's like he never really. He didn't face a ton of grapplers. I mean, Marvin Vettori, I guess, probably the best grappler he's faced. Or I guess Robert Whittaker. Well, okay. Now that I'm thinking about it, he's faced some pretty solid grapplers. But still, I don't know. As long as he can defend takedowns. But that's the thing. Even Usman couldn't defend the takedowns from Hamzat. I don't know. I don't know. I do feel bad about Michael Chandler getting screwed out of the Conor fight. But here's my problem with that. I feel like the Conor Chandler fight has just lost steam. I don't think it's very exciting anymore. Am I wrong for that? Like, I'm just not excited about it. Like, if they would have done it right after The Ultimate Fighter, would have been great. Would have been fantastic. But I think it's just been too long now. It's just like, I don't even want to see that fight anymore. It's just, I don't even care. For real. I'd rather see Michael Chandler fight. I don't even know. I don't even care, for real. Oh, what's next for Paddy Pimblett? So I saw Mike Davis called him out. And I've seen people saying, like, he should get somebody in the top 15 or he shouldn't get somebody in the top 15. I don't know. But I have an idea. I have an idea for Paddy Pimblett's next fight. How about Evan Elder? Let's take a look here. Let's break it down. Okay. And I'm not just saying this because Evan Elder is from St. Louis, okay? Because somebody brought the idea up to me. And normally, I'd be like, yeah, okay. But I actually was like, that's a great idea. I saw it and I was like, I don't hate that. I don't hate it at all. So Evan Elder is 26 years old. And let's see here. He's 8-2. His 2 losses have been in the UFC. He was undefeated when he came to the UFC. And then he ended up losing 2 of those fights. But he lost the first one by decision. The second one was a doctor stoppage. And if you saw the cut, it was pretty nasty. But yeah, I mean, he showed a lot of toughness, to be honest, in all of his fights. And his most recent fight was a win over Genaro Valdez, who was 10-2 going into this fight. So, I mean, give the guy a shot. He's got a win. He's coming off a win. Trains at Killcliff. He's 8-2. What's Paddy's record? Is he 13-0 now? And here's the thing about Evan Elder. Evan trains like a madman. I've seen stuff shared on, I think, like Instagram and Facebook and all that. The dude trains like a madman from what I've seen. He just looks like he's very focused, and he looks like he's got phenomenal cardio. Just takes it very seriously, which is why he, went to Killcliff to train. That was whenever it was Sanford, I believe, before. Because I remember he fought, I saw him fight in Shamrock before he ever even went to the UFC. And he won that fight in 20 seconds. So after that, I was like, okay, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Evan Elder. Now, why can I not find Paddy Pimblett right now? Oh, here we go. Paddy the Baddy. Why did I think he was undefeated? I thought he was 13-0. He's 21-3. I'm so dumb. You know who I was thinking of is Ian Gary. I don't know why I get them mixed up constantly. Constantly get them mixed up, but Ian Gary's 12-0. That's why I added the Tony win. Did math in my head, and it was not even the right math. Wow. Yeah, so Paddy's 21-3. So basically double the experience of Evan Elder. But I think it would be a great fight. It would be a great fight. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. I mean, why not? Who else is he going to fight? Who else is he going to fight? I would like to know. I mean, I don't think really... Let's take a look here. Where is Paddy sitting right now? He's not ranked, is he? I don't think he is. I don't think he is. He's probably like top 20, top 30, I would think. But not top 15. So it's like, who is he going to fight? You know? He could rematch Jared Gordon. He could... I don't know. He could fight Terrence McKinney. That might be a fun fight. I think... I don't know. Just give Evan Elder a chance. give him that fight. I think, I don't know. He's going to have to make a lot of noise if he wants to get that fight, though, to be honest, because Paddy is a big name, especially now. Especially after he just beat Tony, who a lot of people consider a legend, who I consider a legend. So we'll see. I actually do like Evan Elder in that fight. I don't hate it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm not a matchmaker. But I think it'd be really cool to see somebody from St. Louis get a big fight like that. Oh. Whoa. Hold on, guys. I gotta show you something. Okay, the headline is The Fix is In. Latest Jake Paul boxing event under investigation after suspicious 6-figure wagers. Oh boy. So, okay. According to a report from the Sports Daily, large wagers on the undercard matchup between undefeated Yoenis Tellez and Levon Navarro have prompted a betting investigation. Wow. Do we have any updates on the James Krause situation, by the way? Whatever happened with that? Wow. So, do you guys think that the Jake Paul fights are fixed? I've always been suspicious, but I don't know. It's been believed that one of the bettors was a part of the corner team for either fighter. Very, very interesting. Dicey. That is not good for Jake Paul. We'll see. We will see. I don't know. I mean, it is kind of sketchy. It's kind of sketchy. I'm not gonna lie. It's very sus. The Jake Paul fights are very sus. My prediction for Duplessis versus Sean Strickland. Early predictions. Leave your early predictions in the comments because this is the next pay-per-view. I will probably do a deep dive on this soon. I don't know when, but I'll do it soon. I think Sean Strickland will win via decision. That is my prediction. I think Sean Strickland will honestly just win with his gas tank and just his, I don't know, his defense, good boxing. I think if Duplessis wins, he'll win within the first couple rounds. That's what I think. But I think if Duplessis can't finish, let me back this up. If Duplessis cannot finish Sean Strickland in the first 2 rounds, I think the rest of the fight is all Strickland. I think Strickland will absolutely win if Duplessis cannot finish him in the first 2 rounds. That's my thoughts on it. I think that the last 2 rounds are really where Duplessis will be tested if they get to those 2 rounds. I don't think that Sean Strickland will finish Duplessis. I think it will be a decision. So early predictions, I think that Sean Strickland will win via decision against Dricus Duplessis at UFC 297. Official predictions. But I don't know. I can't even, because I didn't think Sean was going to beat Adesanya. So it's really hard for me to bet against him now. Because I'm like, I didn't think he was going to do that. I thought that Adesanya was like the king of the division, you know? So. I wonder how Adesanya will do if he rematches Sean. I wonder how that will go. I would think that Adesanya would be able to come up with a game plan, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know. The only thing I am worried about a little bit with Sean Strickland is if he gets like a little overconfident now that he has that belt. You know, he punched him in the stands at the UFC 296 in the crowd. So, I don't know. I'm not sure. That could happen. If he gets overconfident, I think that could be his biggest downfall. But ultimately, I really do think that Sean Strickland will win this fight. I'm not sold on Du Plessis quite yet. Not that I'm not sold on him as him being really good, because I think he's really good, obviously. But I think that as a champion, not quite sold on him yet. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take. Obviously, if he beats Sean Strickland, then I'm going to be like, okay, I'm dumb. He proved me wrong. But I'm just not sold on him yet. I'm not sold that he's going to become champion next year. I think he could at some point, but I don't know. I don't know. I really do think that Tony Ferguson versus Conor McGregor needs to happen. I really do think so. What do you guys think is the best Christmas movie? I think the best Christmas movie is A Christmas Story. But that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. I really like the movie Christmas with the Cranks. That's a really, really good movie. Well, a really good Christmas movie. Obviously, Christmas Vacation. That's definitely at the top of the list. Elf. I want to watch that right now, actually. I think I'm going to go watch Elf after this. That sounds amazing. I freaking love that movie. Christmas. It's Christmas time, guys. All I want for Christmas is for them to announce the main event for UFC 300. That's all I want. It's really all that I want. You guys like my fireplace? Do you like this vibe? I thought it was cool. Do you like my Christmas cup? Like my little Christmas tree? I tried, guys. I thought I'd be a little festive. I decorated. I did what I could. Anyways, what's your guys' favorite Christmas song? My favorite Christmas song is probably Blue Christmas. It's an Elvis song. Because he has several Christmas songs. But I think Blue Christmas is the best one. Yeah, I think that's my favorite Christmas song is Blue Christmas by Elvis Presley. I also love Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. I love the Christmas song. I think that's what it's called. I don't know, guys. I'm just talking. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I need to get in the Christmas spirit. I don't feel the Christmas spirit this year. It just doesn't feel like Christmas. Like I tried with my little fireplace and my little tree, but it's just like, it doesn't even feel like Christmas. I don't know what it's going to take for it to feel like Christmas. I don't even know. I don't know. You know what would make it feel like Christmas is if I had a Starbucks peppermint mocha latte right now. That would definitely help. Just saying. Definitely would help me get in the Christmas spirit. Anyways. All right, I guess I'm going to end this because I feel like I'm just rambling now and I've run out of things to talk about. But thank you guys for tuning in to my special Christmas episode. Let me know if you guys have any ideas of like, or you know what I was thinking? You guys can send me things to react to on here and I can do some reaction videos also. Since now I can like do screen shares and stuff like this. I don't know. I'm just playing around with it. I'm trying to find new ideas for content. I'm trying to figure some things out. I don't know if you guys saw I did episode with Hector Lombard last week. So, we're going to be doing some more content together. So I'm excited about that. If you get offended easily by strong language, don't listen to that episode. But if you're a fan of OG MMA fighters, check it out. Check it out. Definitely a legend of the sport. But anyways, I'm going to get going, guys, because tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I got to get in the Christmas spirit. I got to go watch Elf or something. I don't know. I don't know what to do. But thank you guys for listening, watching, however you consume this. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate you sharing this, liking, commenting, subscribing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. And I hope that all of you have a Merry Christmas or whatever holiday that you're celebrating. And I hope that everyone is happy, healthy, and enjoys the time with their family. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys next week.